Hi there, I'm Kat, Portuguese teacher and translator. If you keep second-guessing when to use é que in your questions or not, I will be clarifying everything you need to know about the expression é que in questions in this video. The é que is an emphasis expression or an emphasis particle, and it is adding intensity to the statement. It can also add an explanation, like é que eu tenho uma reunião, então não posso ir. It's that I have a meeting, therefore I can't go. But é que works differently whether it's in an affirmative sentence stating a fact or if it's in a question posing a question. In the first situation, when it is stating a fact, it does translate. For instance, eu é que fiz o jantar. I was the one that cooked dinner. Ela é que sabe. Eu não sei. She is the one who knows. I don't know. So, in these cases, it does translate. And it is indeed adding intensity to the sentence as its function, as emphasis expression, right? But when it comes to questions, if é que is in an interrogative sentence, it simply does not translate. Meaning, in that case, é que is untranslatable. If I say, onde é que tu estás? The translation is not, where is it that you are? It's still, where are you? Okay? O que é que estás a fazer? It doesn't translate into, what is it that you're doing? It's still a simple, what are you doing? You see where I'm going. When it comes to questions, it simply does not translate, but it is imposed by the grammar. In case you're wondering, when? So, how do I know if I have to use é que or not in questions? The answer is actually really simple. We need to use é que if we have a clear subject in the sentence. Meaning, if we have a pronoun like eu, tu, ele, ela, nós, vocês, or eles, elas, or just by similarity if we have a noun like o João, o Paulo, a Joana, a Paula. In that case, we do need to use é que. I'll be breaking this down into 3 really simple examples using the sentence where are you going to? Where are you going to? In Portuguese is number 1, onde vais? As you know, we don't need to use the pronoun tu because at the level of the verb, we know that I'm talking about tu, the second person. It's a classic of Romance languages. We don't need to use the pronoun. At the level of the verb, we know the person we're talking to. Sentence number 2. Onde tu vais? This sentence is actually wrong. Why? Because we have tu without é que. So, wrong sentence. Sentence number 3. Onde é que tu vais? This is the perfect sentence. When I mean perfect, I mean more natural, okay? Meaning between number 1, onde vais, and number 3, onde é que tu vais? Most of the Portuguese would say number 3, onde é que tu vais? Because we place é que in all of our questions, more often than not. In case you're wondering, is number 2 a very serious mistake? Onde tu vais? How awful does this sound? How serious is this? It's actually a sweet and funny mistake. People will obviously understand you, but it does sound a bit awkward. In truth, it sounds like a baby talking. Onde tu vais? Or Master Yoda from Star Wars. Like, there's something missing in that sentence. So, it is a sweet and funny mistake. It's not a very serious mistake, but for a native speaker, there's something missing in this sentence because we have tu without é que. What about the other kind of subjects, not living subjects, like the weather, the beach, the glass? This rule also applies by similarity. So, como é que está o tempo? Instead of como está o tempo? Onde é que é a praia? Instead of onde é a praia. It also works in this way. Long story short, you can avoid the expression é que if there's no clear subject in the sentence. Just by the level of the verb, we know the subject. There's no need to use to, so you can just skip and omit the expression é que. However, if the subject is clear in the sentence, you have to use é que. What is my advice to you? Always use é que, even if the subject is not clear, is not stated. Why? It's easier to memorize the rule, the pattern, than to memorize the exception. And the truth is, we use é que in all of our questions more often than not. So, I always advise you to sprinkle é que in all of your questions. This way you will sound so much more natural. To wrap up, you do need to use é que whenever you have an interrogative and, meaning a question word, and a clear subject like the pronouns eu, tu, ele, or a noun, o João, a Joana. By similarity and other kinds of subjects like objects or places. And what is the right order in the sentence, in a correct interrogative sentence? Onde, or any other interrogative, plus é que, plus the subject, eu, tu, ele, o João, a Joana, plus the verb. Onde é que o João vai? Onde é que é a praia? O que é que tu estás a fazer? I hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.